Okay, we are working on the CSS Max Design list tutorials. And css.maxdesign.com.au has a set of tutorials related to lists, and there's a lot of things we can do with it. First thing we're going to work on is taking an image and replacing your bullets for an unordered list with images that you use. And there's an example right there of one that they have. Now, you can walk through each of these steps, and they have a lot of variations that you can take a look at. And I highly recommend you do it. But just note that after step 7, they're all variations. And I'm going to let you explore those. And I'm not suggesting you have to do all of them. It's just other variations you may have. So the first thing you're going to need is a bullet, an image for a bullet. So you could do a Google search for web bullets like you see here. Or you can get out an editor like Photoshop or something like that. Now, right now, I've already created one here. I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna delete that and start over. Control A, hit delete. Can't do it because it's on a layer that's text. So let me just toss that layer. By the way, that's the letter K in WebDings. Pretty exciting, huh? So I like to just get my layer here. I'm sorry, I should have deleted that. Get a blank layer. Go ahead and hide the background layer. By hiding it, then it's transparent. We can see what it's going to look like. Pick a good color you might want to use for your bullet. I'll just use that. And then you can use text, for example. Choose the font WebDings. Click in here and just type some letters out. That's cute. It's a little bit too big, so let's scale back my font size, 36. So cute. Oh, that's kind of a cool one. I'm just going to go with that one, but if you want to, I'll show you the other ones. W, that's W. I can't even tell what that is. Little present, X, train, whatever. So there's a lot of different ones here. I'm going to go back to the Q, which is the double arrow kind of recycle type sign. And I'm just going to stick with it. Now, you can do other bullets, and you can play around with it all you like. Another thing you might want to try is the custom shape tool. So you click on here, go down to custom shape, and then there's a bunch of shapes here that you can use. You can click on here and add more animals, arrows, artistic, whatever. So you go take a look at these. For example, you can try objects. I like to choose append, and then you got hand, feet, puzzle piece, a lot of interesting ones you can use. So anyways, I'm just going to stick with this symbol here. And what I want to do is save for web and devices. And I like to use PNG. By the way, this is kind of big. I'm going to have to crop it. So I'm just going to crop this image, get the crop tool, draw a box around it, try to get as close to it as I can. Tends to want to sort of snap right to it. I'm going to hit enter. I can still see all of it. That looks good. Save for web and devices. All right, this is 36 by 24, so that's pretty good. You can make it a little smaller. Let's try 30 by 20. I'm going to click on, I like PNG, so you can support transparency. That's good if you have background colors on your page. Click on Save. Now, I already created an images folder in my CSS folder. And I already named one earlier, so you're just going to save it into your student folder where you have all your other files. So there's the CSS folder in images, bgbullet.png. I'm going to save it. In my case, I'm replacing an existing one, so I'll just click on Replace. I'm done with Photoshop, and I'm not going to use any of these bullets. I'm just going to go right to my text. Here is my background image for bullets. It's just a bulleted list of links, not very exciting. So I'm going to go to my CSS code, and we're going to mix this up. The first thing we want to do is remove the existing bullets, and that is list style type. Set it to none, and bullets be gone. There, they're gone. See that? Next, we're going to get rid of margin and padding. We're going to set margin to 0, padding to 0. And we do this because some browsers may use margin and some might use padding. Some might use both for all we know, but we're just going to eliminate it all together to get rid of it all. And then we're going to go in and add it as we deem fit. So what you want to do now is go ahead and add a little bit of margin to the left. So I'll put a margin left. Now let's try 1 EM. That is the height of the standard font size. So we'll save our changes. I hit refresh and see how it all moves over a little bit. We might end up adding more to it later. And at this point, we want to add images to our list item. Now, why don't you put it on UL? That's because there is only one unordered list. And if we put them on each list item, that means each bullet point will get its own bullet. So that's background image, and it's URL. You got to use parentheses. Notice the nice smooth curve. And then you're going to put images / bg-image.png. Let's see if that works. Go back to our page, hit refresh, reload. I did. I don't see it. I probably named it something else. So let's see what the image name is. Do another file save for web and devices. PNG save. It was bgbullet. bgbullet.png. I bet I didn't put PNG. bgbullet. That's what it was. There we go. Oh, there they are. Wow, lots of them. A little bit on the big side. I think I should scale it down again. So let's do that real quick. So you can change the size on the bullets here. Or you can just do it right here. And I'm just going to click on here. I'm going to save right over it. I'm going to choose replace. Or you can adjust your text. You can make the text larger and move it. Now, you see what's happening here? They're getting repeated all over the place. We don't want that. So we're going to change background repeat. Background repeat. None. Background repeat and repeat. We're on a boat. Background repeat thought. Who is left? Okay, never mind. You never heard that one. Background repeat. Oh, no repeat. Okay, I'm a little slow today. There we go. Now, wait, look at that. It's right over our text. We can't have that happening. So once we have our background image, let's position it. So that's background position. Now, when you give a background position, the first value is left to right. I'm going to see what happens with the 0. And then 0.1 EM. Let's just see what happens. That should move it down a little bit. See it move down a little bit? We want to move it to the left more. Actually, I'm sorry, we're not going to move it to the left. We already have a margin left here. What we're going to do is we're going to add a little bit of padding to space it out. And it's a padding left to begin with. And let's do a 1 EM and see how that works. That's not even enough. So we're going to give it more. Let's try 1.5 EMs. Save our changes. Notice I called it EMs, but you still give it EM singular, just like you wouldn't put PXS for pixels. That looks pretty good. So at this point, we're good, but you might find that you need to adjust some of the padding. Another way to do padding is using the shorthand. First value will be for the top. Let's put a 1.1 EM space. That would be top and bottom, and a 1.5 EM is left and right. We'll save our changes there. Hit refresh. See how notice that the text got spaced out a little bit more. And background position, we're going to move the image down a little bit on the top to bottom. So that would be left to right. This would be top to bottom. So we'll make it 0.2. See how it moved it down. So this value is left to right for the position of the image. I have it as far left as it can go. So the only thing I can do now is to add padding to the left and right. That's what this value is about. This value is up and down. 0 puts it at the top, and as you grow in numbers, it moves it down. You need to match the padding here. Padding here is top to bottom, and this is left to right. And that's because the padding shorthand goes clockwise from top. So it's top, right, bottom, left. Two values. The first one is top and bottom. Second one is left and right. Remember, background repeat works differently. The first one is left to right. Second one's top to bottom. I hope that makes sense to you, because what you're going to have to do once you have your image is change these numbers around until everything works just right. You're going to have to eye it and play around at the numbers. I like the EM, and don't feel afraid to experiment with it. You can try pixels as well. Or you can even try percentage. Have fun with that one. I don't recommend it. I'd go for the EM. Thank you very much.